something here. I think I got a comfy seat.
Yeah.
I was in the dance group.
Yeah, I don't feel safe with you.
You didn't feel like dancing now?
Not really. I know I want to be safe, but not down there. I have my little meter thingy on, but it's not going nuts like the other room. It's freaky.
Plus that's a more sensitive. No, they were drawing the finger. I thought she was saying like the finger. What?
Oh, like a black figure.
Yeah, I believe that black figure would be the doppelganger that...
Oh, right. That's crazy.
Yeah, you'll get used to it. Just like you'll get a lot of ghosts to look at you both. It will feel as normal as ever.
I've been comfortable so far and I've never done anything like this before. On the other hand, she is not.
Well, I also don't like the dark.
That was your idea.
I know. It's fine.
Well, let's just say it's not fun to go alone in it.
Oh yeah. Well, if I had like more people going with me, I'm okay. But if it's like just him, I don't know. It's like I'm by myself.
Have you two ever had near-death experience before?
No, I mean,
No.
Say that someone with near-death experience would probably have more effect from ghosts sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, like for me, swimming. I'm trying to remember which swimming it was, but I'm trying to remind myself of which, but My mom did tell me it was the near-death experience of swimming. Trying to remember, it was either an ocean or probably at the river. But let's just say that might be a possibility at sometimes.
That's interesting.
But as long as you guys use the paranormal investigators 101 or whatever, like you read the whole thing as like you're protected. Usually they have that app on, probably on iPhones or something.
Really?
Yeah. Uh-oh. Somebody caught a ghost. That's the woman behind you.
Nice to meet you.
What?
I'm looking at child stuff. They just walked in and looked, they brought him with them.
Where's the money thing?
This light's This light is not too bright, is it?
Her battery went dead again.
Did it
Make sure it's,
Yes.
Alright, let me go
make
back.
sure it's slow as ever.
It did that fast, not twice.
Yeah,
Like, I'm really making sure this thing is low as ever.
I haven't been filming either. That's another thing. That's weird. I haven't filmed you.
Tiny chair coming through. Tiny chair coming through.
Oh, that's weird.
Itty bitty.
I think something's latching on you. Somebody's battery died. I must have hit the button.
Oh, you got it? Okay, perfect. So then push. There you go. Yep. Okay. So folks, has anyone here ever been part of a pendulum session before?
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, I know you have. And you have, okay. So for those of you that don't know, so basically a pendulum, you can use it for real-time spirit communication. What we'll do is ask questions, and the way that we establish an answer is if it rotates clockwise, that means yes. If it goes counterclockwise, that means no. And then if it swings just sort of straight back and forth, sometimes that's a maybe, or the spirit that we're communicating with doesn't know. So we can speak with spirits that are here in the Y, and then also if you all have questions for people that have passed on in your own lives, we can try to contact them as well. Okay? Do we want to just start sort of generally and see if there's anyone here that wants to talk to us, and we'll go from there? Okay. Is there anyone here that wants to speak with us? So you can see it's rotating clockwise, which is yes. And if you watch, those of you that have K2s, you might see some flickers on them as well. So keep an eye out for that. Ooh. Yep. The spirit that we're speaking with right now, are you a spirit that is here because you stay at the YWCA? So we see counterclockwise, that means no. Are you a spirit that's here because you are familiar with someone that's in the room currently? So we're going clockwise now, which is yes. Does anyone in the room have someone that they know tends to follow them? Don't be shy. Are you familiar with one of the women in the room? So we see counterclockwise, which is no. And folks, if you're coming in feel free to grab a chair. There's one over here. There's plenty on the tables. You can grab some. Are you familiar then with one of the men in the room? So, yes. How many men do we have in there? Trying to think of a good way to narrow this down. Yeah. Right, is it this gentleman? Not yet for you. Is it this gentleman? Okay, we're getting a yes for you. Is there anybody that you know of that has passed that might kind of stay around you? Any family members or anything? Are you a family member? No. Are you a friend? Do you even know this person that you're here because of? No. Have you ever lived in a haunted place?
No. Yeah, not at all. I mean, I've only lived in 2 houses, and they were not older, or I never knew anything about them.
I say they don't have to be old
One of them was fairly new, and
to be haunted.
it was like there for less than a year before the original one moved out. But I've lived in for like since I've been 1.5.
Do we want to ask that spirit anything else, or do we want to just move on? Thoughts? All right, are there any spirits that are here because of the YWCA? Are there any child spirits with you? What questions do you all have for folks from the YWCA? Anybody had a cool experience tonight they want to ask about? Is the person that we call the doppelganger here? Yes. Have you interacted with anyone this evening? So it's going back and forth, which is kind of an odd response given that I just asked a kind of simple yes or no question. So sometimes we get the back and forth as well when they don't want to answer a question, or if there's more than one spirit trying to interact with the pendulum at the same time. So earlier, like I said when I was giving you all the tour and sort of the rundown of the building, how I said that Wendy's really not welcome in the basement. The spirit down there doesn't like it, and so we had the pendulum out just a little bit ago. and we were saying, should we go into the basement? And it sort of did this weird little, like, trying to say yes, but also trying to say no at the same time, as though two different spirits were trying to interact with it. So we get that sometimes. Other things that we'll sometimes get is, and we've had this happen before, where it'll start off with not a lot of movement, and then suddenly the movements will change. Well, sometimes that's because the spirit that we're talking with gets really enthusiastic about something, but it could also be that a different, like, more intense energy has entered the room and starts speaking through the pendulum, and so we'll see that change that way. So. Does anybody have a family member they want to try to talk to, or a friend?
I'd like to try.
Okay, go for it.
I'd like to speak to my mom's dead sister, Karen.
Okay. Is Karen here?
That's me.
Everything okay? So we're getting yes, Karen is here. What question do you have for Karen?
I know that, for one thing, do you still regret to ever smoking?
Do you still regret having smoked? No?
Well, that's what got you cancer in the first place then. But do you ever miss, in the living, miss seeing my mom though?
Yes. She hasn't seen my mom.
Well, just know that my mom still loves you, is always her sister. She still misses you as always.
So I don't know if you guys can see, but as he was talking about she still loves you and misses you, did you see it get a little bit faster? So sometimes we'll see that happen. Like if I talk to family members and at the end I'm going to say, you know, I love you, and we'll get typically like a larger, faster spin. So you can sometimes see sort of personality and what would be inflection of voice if you were actually having an out loud conversation with a person.